are going to study about statutory corporations. Statutory corporations are autonomous bodies established under special legislative acts. A statutory corporation is formed under a special act of Parliament or State Legislature. The powers, duties, functions, and scope of operations are laid down in the Act. Examples: Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, LIC, etc. Now let us see the features of statutory corporation. The first point: corporate body. Statutory corporation is a corporate body. It has a separate legal entity distinct from its members and thereby can enter into contracts and acquire property on its own name. It is managed by the board of directors constituted by the government. The second point: answerable to the legislature. A statutory corporation is answerable to Parliament or State Assembly, whomsoever creates it. Parliament has no right to interfere. Though the overall business policies are formulated by the government, they have administrative autonomy and hence operational flexibility. It can also discuss policy matters and overall performance of the corporations. The third point: own staffing system. They recruit their own employees and they are not government servants. Employees' terms and services are not governed by civil services rules. The fourth point: financial autonomy. Statutory corporations are financially autonomous. After getting the prior permission from the government, it can even borrow money within and outside the country. The last point: no political interference. A statutory corporation enjoys freedom from political, parliamentary, and government interference in day-to-day management of its affairs. It comes into existence by following particular act. Therefore, there is no political interference in formation, working, and administration of a statutory corporation. All statutory corporations are free from political interference. Merits of statutory corporation. First point, initiative and flexibility. Statutory corporation have an independent identity different from the government. Though the overall business policies are formulated by the government, they have administrative autonomy and hence operational flexibility. The second point, administrative autonomy. Due to administrative and financial autonomy, statutory corporation takes quick decisions and are flexible in its policy framing and working as per the changing business needs. A statutory corporation is able to manage its affairs with independence and flexibility. The third point, quick decisions. Statutory corporations enjoy autonomy. They can take quick decisions. There is less file work and less formalities to be completed before taking decisions. The fourth point, efficient staff. In statutory corporation, employees are given fair wages, better working conditions, and proper training and development programs are initiated for the employees. As a result, employer-employee relations are very cordial and staff is highly motivated to perform better. The statutory corporations can have their own rules and regulations regarding remuneration and recruitment of employees. It provides better facilities and attractive terms of service to staff to secure efficient working from its staff. The fifth point, professional management. Statutory corporations are managed professionally. The directors and other executives are highly trained and specialized in their respective fields. This leads to efficiency in working. Board of Directors of Statutory Corporation consists of business experts and the representatives of various groups such as labor, consumers, etc., who are nominated by the government. The last point, easy to raise capital. Being owned by government, these corporations can raise required funds by floating bonds at low rate of interest. These bonds are safe. The investors also feel comfortable in subscribing such bonds. Now let us see the demerits of statutory corporations. The first point, autonomy on paper only. Ministers, government officials, and political parties often interfere with the working and decision-making policies which affects the autonomy and flexibility of it. The next point, lack of initiative. The statutory corporation have no profit motive. There is no competition among them. So, employees do not take initiative to increase the profit. The third point, rigid structure. Though statutory corporations have operational flexibility, they are subject to many rules and regulations. Any changes in the Constitution, objects, powers, and duties require amendments to be passed in the Parliament, which is a difficult task. This reduces its flexibility. The objects and powers of statutory corporations are defined by the Act, and these can be amended only by amending the statute or the Act. Amending the Act is a time-consuming and complicated task. The fourth point, clashes amongst interest. The government appoints the board of directors, and their work is to manage and operate corporations. Majority directors of statutory corporations are appointed by the government from different fields. As there are many members, it is quite possible that their interests may clash. The smooth functioning of the corporation may be hampered. The last point, unfair practices. Before 1991, these corporations enjoyed monopolistic and semi-monopolistic positions. They were charging high prices from the consumers to cover up their inefficiencies. After 1991, due to liberalization, most of them lost their monopolistic position, but skill in practice, the lack competition as they are not aware of consumer needs. The government board of a statutory corporation may indulge in unfair practices. It may charge an unduly high price to cover up inefficiency. Hope you all have understood the features, merits, and demerits of statutory corporations.